This is a sniping position video for World of Tanks. It is in random order, so some of the great weird positions are going to be at the end. Now look at where I am on the mini-map. There's a little opening through here where you can shoot tanks as they're coming up around this way. And as you know, there's a lot of tanks that they come up here and they pop up to see what's going on, and then they go back, and then they come forward and come back. So from this position, you might be able to do some damage. This is a position, look at where I am on the mini-map. We all know this standard sniping position. I don't like to do any of the easy positions. So I discovered, look at where the 50 TP is on the mini-map. I'm pointing with the mouse. I'm pretty sure this is an alley. So you might see more than one enemy tank over here. He's probably reversing and going forward. I don't know exactly what the gameplay is like over here. So this is something we have to investigate, but notice where I am on the minimap. If you see enemy tanks on this alley, it looks like the T-54, which is this tank right here, is where I'm pointing to with the minimap. So if you see tanks lined up in this area, head for this position and see if you can get a shot in. This is showing how from this position, this is where the enemy medium tanks like to play. They crest over the hill. The Object 430, the Progetto, okay, this Progetto 46 is right here on the minimap. T95, it's hard to see. I'm not sure where the M46 is, but he's got to be like right over this hill. Okay, this might be him. He might be right here. So they come over here. You just got to park in this general area. You can keep an eye on the cap, or you can keep an eye on the light tanks. You can keep an eye. You could try to ambush someone over here. Plus, you can shoot up over here. This is a spotting position. There's actually lots of them, and I do use them sometimes if you watch my games. So here's a position that I tried. I noticed that I was spotting tanks off in the distance as they were trying to approach through here, but I haven't played it very much. This is a ranked battle. It can be very hard to spot in ranked battles. The problem with this position is that these guys aren't stupid. They know that you're in these bushes because every time they come around, they're getting spotted. So I seem to recall that these tanks were charging me, and my Unicum allies did basically nothing to defend me. So it's a very high-risk game in ranked battles. Maybe in a random battle or in a lower tier, you might get away with it, but that's a position you might want to try. I haven't really tried. I've done it a few times randomly on and off. I really don't know what to say much about it. This is obviously shooting through a window. A lot of players play in this position on the tank alley. You can shoot through the window, and maybe if I backed up a little bit, maybe I could cover that 50 TP also. It looks like he hit me while I was trying to hit him. It's possible that that's another sniping position where he was parking there so that he could snipe at the tanks in the corner. So that's a possibility. I'm going to try that position at some point in the future. This, I believe what I'm showing is, it's in another video. You can sit here and you can snipe the cap and defend the cap. You can watch this road through the gap over here, and you've got some shots over here if any tanks try to come over. And you can see that I've done a lot of damage from this position in this game, and so will you. From here on this road, I played this position like 5 years ago. I used to play from over here. Obviously, there's a gap through the rocks where you can hit tanks, and tanks frequently come up over here. So if you've got a spotter, which I'm sure he's got amazing spotting distance, if the enemy comes over this little slope, you can nail him. And if you got a derp gun, you're going to nail him in the face with a little bit of love. So over here, what I'm doing is I'm hitting this Skoda T50. He is literally right here. You can see that there's a red medium tank icon. This is his icon. His tank is right here. If he tries to come over here to shoot the STRV, I can hit him from here. I had to wait a long time because I think he knew I was here, so he waited a long time, and then, of course, I hit him again. So I did get 2 shots on him, and look at how much damage I did, 667. So if you've got a big derp gun and you like to do a lot of damage, this might be a good position that you can sit in. You know that tanks like to come out over here. And he hit somebody probably down here in the south. This is a position that I've been practicing lately where you can cover what's going on here in the back. You can shoot down this way and you can shoot down this way. This is also in a hull down position, and there's lots of bushes you can hide behind. So here you can see I am shooting at, I think it says IS. It's hard to tell. It doesn't look like an IS. ISM. So I hit the ISM for 269. I hit the T-34, which is right here, for 336, which has amazing armor on the turret. And obviously there's a VK, which is over here. So the VK must have been, you can see that the VK is over here where the cathedral is. So I shot the VK for 545 through that area. So you can see I'm getting amazing damage, 1,150. So here I am hitting the T-34 for 378. Look at his amazing blocking skills. What I'm showing here is I'm demonstrating that with this particular tank, you want to point one corner towards incoming fire that way and the other corner towards incoming fire that way. And then you lock the hull with the X key. Did I lock the hull? No. And then you get the best angle for two different directions. So they're not getting perfect angle, but averaging both incoming fire from two different directions, you get the best angle. This is a hill that I've been playing. I played it like 5 times. I did a damage block by armor where I got, 100,000 blocked by armor. This is what I was playing with home front. You can hit the tanks that are coming around here, you could become unspotted, so you can hit them on the rear just by driving up. You can go after the tanks that pop over here. You can hit the tanks off in the distance like this T-30. You can see I hit him for 631. They will be a little slow, and any of the slow tanks that drive through this way that I'm pointing on the minimap, which is on the other side of this gap, you can also hit if you drive up the hill. And best of all, Artie cannot hit you from this position. So this is a ranked battle, and I didn't know what to do with light tanks on ranked battles. So what I decided to do is we had not won the hill, but I noticed that every game on Himmelsdorf, nobody wanted to go hill. So I said, you know what, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to get lots of spotting damage. Maybe I'll do some sniping. You can see I'm already up to a minute and a half, and I'm already up to 1,900 damage, hitting a Progetto 65 3 times and twice on an IS-7. Let's see if we can find those tanks. No, we cannot. So here you can see that I'm hitting a tank that's out there. This looks like the Progetto right over here. I seem to recall I was hitting him right here. He was probably had his attention focused on another tank. So I could hit the TVP over here. And here's some other tanks. In general, if they're in the middle of combat, they're really not that highly concerned with what's going on up on the hill. And because they're a little bit at the edge of your spotting range, you're likely to not get spotted. Obviously, I did take some damage. The TVP hit me twice, and the IS-7 hit me. And he hit me with an AP round in ranked battles. Wow, very commendable. And it was probably that TVP that hit me. This is a position on Lakeville. Look at where I am. And I'm shooting at the invisible red dots over here on the other side. So you know that tanks always show up over here. And you can sit over here with pretty much any tank. Obviously, you might have to do a lot of hitting enemy tanks on the front armor. But with all the bushes, I think this is double bushed. I honestly believe it's double bushed. You can hit them. In this case, it's a Panzer 3K for 114. They'll always be spotted. You can hit them. This is a good position if you really don't want to rumble. If you got high ping time, weak armor, high pen gun, derp gun, you can play in this position. This might be, out of 39,000 games, this might be less than 3 or 4 times that I played this position, and most of them were probably 5 years ago when I was really first starting out. So we're back to the beginning again. I will tell you that when I played this position, I did it like 2 or 3 times. There's different ways to do it. I seem to recall with different tanks, like this is a tank destroyer that's turretless. And if you don't have that, you might drive up, fire, go down, drive up, go down. I remember receiving damage from tanks over there. So it's not a no-risk position. You're going to get spotted over here is basically what I'm saying. I don't remember if tanks were hitting me from this hill. I really don't remember, but I remember that, wow, you do have to, oh, this looks like 2 different games here. You can see that in this game, it's an object 432, and in this game, it's a Yag Tiger. And the great thing about the Yag Tiger is you pretty much got infinite hit points. So you never run out. Okay, so please post in the comments about how crappy my sniping positions are. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.